What's up, guys? Welcome back to Duty's Daggers. Now, I don't really have any new knives that I've gotten in recently, so I'm going to do a video just showing off some of my most expensive knives. This is not a flex. I'm not like showing off, maybe a little bit. I mean, if you have something cool, you like showing your friends, right? That's kind of what I'm doing. Even when you're a kid, you get a new toy, you want to show your friends. You know, same kind of thing. We're all grown-ups now, but we still got toys, and we still like showing them off. So I guess it's a little bit like that. But, I mean, also I just want to, talk about some cool knives. So if you guys follow along like my channel and maybe you're a member or whatever, you'll probably know most of these already, but maybe you don't. So these aren't in any particular order, and these are all knives that are, let's see, about $800 and up. I think the most expensive knife here is probably this one, my Shirogorov Stellar, which was I think like 1300. Something like that. When it was new, I got it used. Yeah, $800 and up. Now, I know some of you are thinking that's crazy, amount of money for a pocket knife. Yeah, I know it is, but this is my hobby, and, I like spending money on it. So here we go. Not in any particular order. We'll start with the Shirogorov since it's, we already showed it just now. This is the Shirogorov Stellar, and it's a Russian-made knife, and it is not a frame lock. A lot of Shirogorovs are frame locks. This one is not. It's a liner lock, or inset liner lock, however you want to say it. And this is a first production version, meaning this was the very, first run of the Stellar that they did. And because it's a first run, it actually has S90V blade steel instead of the M390 that later ones came with. It also has a little bit different color handle than the later ones. This is one of my favorite knives. I absolutely love it. I carry it all the time. I was carrying it today, actually, and I dropped it. You can see some little nicks right there and right there. Luckily, nothing happened to my beautiful edge. Thank God. But yeah, and these are all users, different level of users, and I'll let you know what level of user it is. This one's a full-on, heavy user. The action is just absolutely insane. It's the hydraulic Shirogorov action that everyone talks about, and you might think you know what hydraulic action is, but you don't. I didn't until I got this knife. I didn't know what hydraulic action was. It's just fantastic. Just exquisite. It's exquisitely made, exquisitely put together and machined. Very intricate, very precise, and that's the case with a lot of these. But well, all of them really. But there are certain levels to it. Like the Grimsmos are going to be at the very, very top end of precision, and there's some others that aren't quite at that level, but they're all very, very high levels of precision with these knives. It's not a full review, so just a quick little look at the knives here. The clip is fantastic. It even goes in my thick pocket seams, like with my work pants. I love how just the milling just flows with this knife. Everything, all the lines, every little thing you can tell has been thought out very, very long and hard, and planned and meticulously just gone over, and just, this is really good, okay? The detent's really nice, also. Flipper tab, super grippy. Lovely. Next, let's talk about the Grimsmos. This is the Norseman. This one I bought used, and it's a pretty old one. It's number 2,867. I'm not sure what number they're at now, but it's much higher than that. So this is a pretty old one. But I got a really good deal on it, so I went for it. And, I've always wanted one. It's a Norseman. It's very famous for being definitely weird looking, but also really good. And this thing is a really, really good cutter. It doesn't look weird just to be weird. It actually has a purpose. This blade shape has a purpose, and it's for cutting. All kinds of different types of cutting. Utility cuts, you use this tip instead of the primary tip. Use that, drag that along cardboard, whatever you're, cutting. It works really well. A little bit of a recurve edged here, and then a really fat measurement behind the edge on this sort of second edge. It's almost like a chisel. Definitely do some light prying with this thing. Rounded spine. On the inside, it says Norseman, October 2019. Okay, there's the year. Not quite as old as I thought, but they do make a lot of them. So, in the lifespan of the Norseman, this is a pretty early one still. Insane, drop shut action, no friction almost. Yeah, really good detent on the Norseman. That was one thing that kind of surprised me. I don't know why I didn't expect it to, but maybe because it was such a large knife, but man, is it snappy. Holy crap. Then, my other Grimsmo, my favorite one. I like this more than the Norseman, although I do love the Norseman. The rask is my favorite. This one I brought brand new at my first ever blade show, so it's kind of, got a sentimental value as well. Bought this right at the Grimsmo booth. It's number 2900. See right there? Can it focus? There we go. RWL34 steel, that's what they always use. The Norseman's the same way. This is a much slimmer knife. This is sort of the radial sunburst milling pattern. And the color is green with copper flake, I believe it's called. And super snappy detent. And this is I just love the look of this knife. I always have, ever since the first time I saw it. It's just really sort of elegant. And the drop shuttiness and the smoothness on this is just out of this world. Never experienced anything else like this. It's just absolutely insane. It's almost like there's nothing touching in the pivot. It's just like somehow they used magnets or something to hold the blade in place, and it's just rotating on air. It's wild. Really good ergos too. You can choke up on both the knives from Grimsmo. They have this kind of rounded flipper area that you can choke up on. And this has the thinnest measurement behind the edge of all my knives. It's about 4 thousandths down here. It's so weird feeling it. It's like it disappears to like almost zero. It's so weird. Excellent cutter. And yeah, I use this knife. Oh, so I forgot to mention on the Norseman. The Norseman is a hard user. The rask is a user, maybe not as hard though as the Norseman. This is sort of my special occasion knife. I'll take it to work occasionally, but this is like kind of my special occasion knife. So next up, let's talk about my Holt. I always get this name wrong. I think it's the haptic. For some reason, I get the haptic and the Morpheus confused. One of them is the drop point one, the other is the sheep's foot one, which is mine. I think it's God, I don't know. I'm like dyslexic with certain things. It's weird. Like the colors purple and orange, I always get confused. This was my first Holt. I bought it used off of a friend. And man, this thing is really, really well made. One of my favorite things about it is this pattern on the handle. It's so flowy and like sort of random looking, but artistic, sort of like a wave. Kind of reminds me of a wave in the ocean. It's so 3D and just really amazing looking. Also how the clip flows with that design. It's really crazy how they match it up. Especially right here. How this kind of flows into the clip right there. Just wild. Also love how this backspacer, these little arrows, I guess, they go into the liners a little bit. See that? It's just really cool. Action is extremely smooth, and the detent is incredible on this knife. Very, very snappy flipper. And these have adjustable detents too, but I've never messed with it because it can't get better than that. It's just absolute perfection. Very smooth on the the drop as well. Look at the centering. Look how it centers right in that little notch. The camera's making it look off, I think, but it's not. It's not off. So cool. It's a really, really good knife. This knife I don't really carry to work. This is also sort of like a anytime I'm not at work, really. Not necessarily a special occasion knife, but anytime I'm not at work, I carry this a lot. It's, the blade shape's really good. They have different blade finishes that they offer. They do like a full mirror polished blade, and then they do a kind of in between, and then they do this one, which is the stone washed. So this one's a little better for actual use. It doesn't get all grimed up with fingerprints and all that stuff that comes with having a mirror polished blade. So maybe it doesn't look quite as fancy, but it's a better finish for being a user, Next up, Koenig Arius. This is, well, no, not the newest, second newest that we're going to talk about today. And this is my first time owning an Arius. I've tried a lot of them and finally decided to buy one. I saw this come up. It was an exclusive at USA Made Blade in S90V. And I was like, ooh. Or no, sorry, not S90V. M398. M398, which is a really, really good steel, high edge retention. So I decided to go for it. It also has this milling pattern. It's called the Plexa pattern, which I liked. And since then, I really liked it at first. And after owning it, I've kind of decided that it's just not really for me. And now it is an amazing knife. The action is incredible. It really, really is absolutely incredible. The snappiness of this flipper tab and the flipper tab and the hole is just absolutely bonkers. It's such a stiff, amazing detent, but it's not hard to flip. Like it must be the leverage on the flipper tab. That's got to be why. It feels so strong, but it's not hard to flip at the same time. The reverse flick, absolutely amazing. Just really, really, really good. It's just the overall design, I think, that I'm not crazy about. It's an amazing cutter, deep hollow grind. It's just the design doesn't really speak to me, I guess. So this is actually for sale. If anyone wants it, let me know. I would really like to sell it, but I may be open to trades, possibly. If you guys had something you think I would like, it's worth a shot. Shoot me an offer. So, yep, it's objectively an amazing knife. It really has no flaws either. There's nothing wrong with it. Except the clip. I don't love the clip. There's just a lot of knife that sticks out of your pocket, about that much, which I don't really like. I don't need everything to be deep carry, but I like it to be a little deeper than that. So yeah, that's really my main thing, and that's really the only thing. Aside from that, it's just a fantastic knife all around. So yeah, but not really for me, so it's for sale. Next up, my favorite knife, my Oz Machine Company Roosevelt. This is my favorite knife. Has been for a long time. I owned this knife before any of these, and it still is in the #1 spot. None of these knives have been able to knock it down off the #1 spot, so that tells you what I think of it. It's just the perfect knife for me. It really is. I try not to say things like it's the perfect knife, because a lot of reviewers will say that to, mostly because they want to try to sell you a knife maybe, or who knows why they say it, but they'll say it all the time about a lot of different knives. So I really try not to say that. So instead I will say this is my favorite knife. I won't say it's the best one or whatever. To me, this is a perfect knife, and to you it might not be, but to me it is. It's just the absolute perfect size. The ergos are absolutely hand melting. You're really nice and choked up right next to that blade. The blade shape is incredible. It's a really dropped down low tip with continuous belly. So it's just really good at all different kinds of cutting. It's a really tall flat grind, so it gets thin down here, really thin. It's just an incredible slicer. One of my favorite reverse flicking knives ever. It's just so crisp. It has 2 detent balls, so it doesn't have any double clutch nonsense, and it's just absolutely crispy and incredible. Perfectly centered, you know. Then this is a hard user. Mine has this sort of I think they call it, I don't know, they call this milling pattern a radial, the radial pattern, and then it's just like an acid wash finish over everything else, which really hides scratches and hides wear really well. So you almost can't tell that I've carried the crap out of this. You can kind of see some little stuff there on the clip, but well, you can see there's one scratch. Let's see, yeah, right there. But aside from that, man, I mean, it looks pretty new. So yeah, it's my favorite knife. All right, we got 2 more. The Prodian, the Prince Customs Prodian. This is my second Prodian. I originally had a drop point version. Then he came out with this sheep's foot one. And I thought it looked a little better. So I was looking around and trying to trade mine for one of these. And finally found one. So I traded my Prodian for this Prodian. And I like this even more. It's got the same extremely snappy detent. I mean, this thing is crisp as hell. You know, it's the same knife, same handle, just a different blade. I just love this sheep's foot blade. I think it looks so good with sort of the gunstock-ish handle. And the lines on this knife are incredible. I won't go into everything, but just look how these lines on the blade flow into the handle. I like this one too. Yeah, how is it? Is it this way? Yeah, this way. This line on the knife here perfectly matches this curve on the clip. If I can kind of line it up for you. This is the half skelly version, so it's a half skeleton, half frag, which is really cool. I don't love the full skeleton ones, but this sort of half skeletons I think look really cool. This is one I'll never give up. I just love the Prodian. This one is a user. I don't hard use it as hard as some of these other ones, but I definitely carry it to work and use it. It's got a really deep hollow grind. It's really a great cutter too. It's got this what do they call it? A Zerblast, I think, finish on the handle. Yeah, it's got a deep carry clip too, which I love. I love this clip. I think it could be a little shorter, but I like it because it's long and I can have it in my pocket on the motorcycle and not really worry about having it come out of my pocket. So, last one, and the latest addition to my collection, in this tier at least, is my Hawk Knives Talon. Probably the most weird knife on the table and the most unique mechanism, locking and detent mechanism. The Hawk Talon. I really like this knife. I pre-ordered it. It took about 3 months or so. I got mine in the mail, and it was a little off-centered. So I emailed Gavin Hawk, and he said, all right, that sucks. Send it back. We'll fix it. So it took a little more time. Sent it back, got it back. Now it's perfect. The mechanism is just incredible. This top flipper is so fun to flip, so addictive. It's got a toggle detent system, so it's not a detent ball. It feels so much different than any other knife that I've ever flipped. It's got external stops. These thumb studs are the stops in the open and closed positions. See that little notch right there. The locking mechanism is the M lock, I think, or no, Hawk lock. I don't know, something like that. You just pull down this little tab. It's one-sided. Oops. These thumb studs are usable. They're not just stops. Reverse flick. But my favorite is this right here. It's just so fun. Sheep's foot blade with a little harpoon, sort of, not really a harpoon, I guess. Big swedge, deep hollow grind, and this thing holds an edge really, really nicely. It's M390, so it's a little worried it might not hold an edge very well, but I did a cut test and it did really, really well. Really just cuts amazingly. You can see the patent information right there. And on the other side, it says Talon 2025 G&G Hawk M390. And then it's got this weird spring clip, which I was not sure about at first, but I actually don't mind it. You just lift it up, you slip it in your pocket, you let go, it clamps in very securely in your pocket. Then when you want to get it out, you just pull and take it out. It's not deep carry at all. You got a lot of knives sticking out, so it takes some getting used to. But yeah, I actually don't mind it. The ergos are really good. Same kind of finish on the Rosie. So like an acid wash. I just love the finish. Such an industrial look. Very tool looking. So there you go. That's it. What do you guys think? If I told you I would send you one of these knives and you could keep it, which one would it be? That's the question for the comments. Which would it be? That's about it. And as a little ending surprise, I want to give you guys something. We'll do a little giveaway here at the end of the video. I'm going to give away this. This is the, what is it? The Concept Model 6. And it's got beautiful copper carbon fiber. Really cool milled titanium clip. Big old like lanyard thing right here. This looks kind of cool. It's a crossbar lock. Got milled thumb studs. Sheep's foot blade. Really pretty cool looking knife. Really good ergos too. I forget the designer. Looks like a swan, so maybe Swan Knives or something like that. It's a pretty cool knife. So yeah, we're gonna give this away. How to enter? Just comment. Let's see. What should you comment down there? How about copper? Just the word copper. So put the word copper somewhere in your comment. That will enter you to win. So I'll know all the people that didn't watch the video to the end because they won't be entered. That's it. Love you guys. And I'll do the drawing in the next video I do. So, or actually, I'll probably upload a dedicated video to choosing the winner. It'll be next week sometime. So, love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you next time.